Hey y'all, it's Brittany again, and as you can see, the topic of this video is my alopecia story. But before we get into that, I just want to say that this is no judgment, no hate, no drama zone. I want to keep my channel strictly positive, so any negative comments, haters, I don't need it. Like, I'm just a girl telling my story. And what made me decide to tell this story is I remember just growing up, going through this. I, turned to Google, turned to YouTube to figure out how to do this and that, how to deal with it. And I really couldn't find much. I had to figure it all out on my own. And so I just decided that I would be that person that people can turn to see if for anything they need. I decided that I would be an advocate for people with alopecia. I'd be an advocate for little girls with alopecia who have low self-esteem and don't know what to do, or I just decided I wanted to be that person because I didn't have that person as I was growing up, being a young girl going through it. So yeah, so basically I have alopecia. Alopecia is an autoimmune disease that causes your immune system to attack healthy hair follicles. So basically I have it on my scalp, my eyebrows. I don't have any hair on my eyebrows, like none. I don't have any eyelashes, and I notice it other places excuse me, I notice it other places throughout my body, like my hair, my arms and my legs, but it's not significant there, and I really don't care about the hair on those places of my body. Like, really, I care mainly about this area. But yeah, so it's mainly affecting my scalp, my eyebrows, and my eyelashes. So specifically, I have alopecia areata. Alopecia areata is just basically when you're when the alopecia spots, your bald spots, form in like circular patches, and they can grow back or they can't grow back. There's many types of alopecia. There's scar alopecia, alopecia totalis, alopecia areata, so many different types of alopecia. There's no cure for it. Of course, there's treatment and things that like focus on it, but there's no specific cure. So basically, I found out that I had alopecia areata when I was a little girl in elementary school. My cousin was braiding my hair, and I remember her saying, like, you got some, bald spots in your head. And, she told my mom, and we ended up going to the dermatologist, and they basically was like, okay, you have alopecia areata. They gave me an ointment and a shampoo probably, and we're just like, okay, there you go. And I'm sure we used it, and I really don't recall anything else happening while I was in elementary school about it. Like, I think everything was fine. But then when we got to elementary school, I learned it started to pick up again. It wasn't as bad as it is now. Like, it wasn't bad at all. But it was just a thing. Like, and when it started on the nape of my neck in the back. Yeah, it started in the nape of my neck and the back, and like you could see like where my hairline was, like in the back was kind of like farther up. And I had little spots throughout, probably like quarter size spots throughout, but they would come and go. They would grow one, and another spot would start growing, and then that would grow. And so yeah, and it was never like a super big thing. But looking back and thinking back, probably about 8th grade is when it started to get progressively worse. I remember I had this photo, and I'll try to insert it if I can find it. Excuse me. I have a photo of when I first got my braces off, and I was looking at that photo. I'm like, I don't have like an eyebrow in this photo, and I'm like, where was my parents? Where was my friends? While y'all telling me that I'm out here with no eyebrow? I got one eyebrow on. Like, it was just like crazy, and I was like, nobody thought to tell me, or I guess nobody noticed it, because I didn't notice it. You know, if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you don't really notice things too much. Well, at least I didn't. But yeah, so 8th grade was when it started to get worse. Like I said, you could kind of notice it back here, but it would grow, stop growing, grow, stop growing. And at this time, I was a cheerleader, so I was putting my hair in ponytails just fine. Like, you know, I wasn't worried about it not showing, because it wasn't bad enough for me to like care really. But in high school was when it started to get progressively worse, and I want to say maybe like 10th grade. 10th grade, it started to get worse. This back area was like messed up. Like, I'm sorry if y'all keep hearing me move this chair, it's hitting something. But it started getting progressively worse, and I was still a cheerleader, and I couldn't pull my hair up in a ponytail anymore at that point. Like, cause you know, cheerleaders, I was like, wear your hair high ponytail, da 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 da. I was like, at this point, I couldn't even do it, and I suffered from a lot of heat damage due to constantly flat ironing my hair, y'all. And I know that's like typical, but I did, like, because I couldn't put my hair up in a ponytail, but I always had to wear my hair down for cheer, so I was always straightening it. I was wearing it half up, half down for cheer, so I experienced a lot of breakage to the point where I was like looking, I'm like, one side of my head was up here and the other side was like down here, like so serious, y'all. My hair was super thin, super brittle, and nobody decided to tell me this. And I was just like looking back on it, looking back at pictures, I'm like, why did nobody want to tell me this? Like, why didn't nobody say, Brittany, go get your hair cut even, or something, like, instead of me walking around with a lopsided head? But I mean, hey, it's a growing experience. So yeah, it really started to, at this point in high school, it wasn't really my eyebrows, it wasn't my lashes, it was mainly my scalp. Couldn't wear my hair up in a ponytail, and I just remember, like, I never really got picked on about it. Like, I was never bullied about it, but at this time, like, you know, cracking was a big thing, which is basically, you know, like people like joning on each other. But in my high school, we called it cracking. You know, sometimes people be like, Brittany, you ain't got no edges. I remember I kind of got into an argument with this girl, and she was like, you ain't even got no edges, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, what can I, like, I can't do anything about it. It's not my fault, because it was up to me, I would have had some edges. But, you know, like, it's still, like, not my fault. Like, I literally have a condition. So that kind of broke me a little bit. Like, and it was just little things. Like, I had a coach, I explained to her why I couldn't wear my hair up in a ponytail. I was like, I have alopecia, and of course a lot of people don't know what it is, so I'm sitting here, I have to try to explain it to somebody. I'm like, yeah, I have alopecia, I can't do this, that, and the third. And then I come to find out that, like, one of my other teammates, she had short hair, and she was like, I can't put my hair in a high ponytail, just simply from the fact that she had short hair, which makes sense. So we wanted to wear our hair half up, half down. And she went and asked my coach the same thing, like, can I wear my hair half up, half down? She was like, well, do you have alopecia too? And it was just little things like that, you know, kind of like slowly broke me down. Like, I remember sometimes I would text my friends, sorry, I keep coughing, and it only happens when I get on video, y'all. But I remember sometimes I just text my friends and just be like, y'all, like, I just don't know what to do. Like, why would God curse me with this? Like, I haven't done anything, and I can't help it. Like, it's just an awful thing. And now I remember, like, falling into a state of depression, and I never really talked about it to anyone. Like, every once in a while I would go into detail to my friends about it. But I just remember falling into a depression, and it wasn't necessarily a depression where it was like I'm just constantly sad all the time, because I was a happy-go-lucky girl, and like probably to my friends and to my parents and my family, like I would act normal. But really, like, there's times that I would like literally just sit on my bathroom counter and just cry, because I was just so confused as to why this was happening to me. Like, I didn't understand it. I couldn't grasp the concept that there was nothing I could do about it. And at this point, I was still going to the doctor, getting ointment, taking ointment and shampoos and stuff like that. But I was just so sad. Like, and like I said, I wasn't sad to, like, if you come up to me, you wouldn't just be like, oh, she's depressed. Like, I was putting on a good front, but I was upset. I started cutting myself, or I would take a rubber band and constantly pop it like in the same area to make the area raw. And y'all, this isn't something like not a lot of people know about. So I'm putting my heart on my sleeve right now. But yeah, I was just upset, and I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, I was never suicidal, but I don't know, I just wanted to inflict pain on myself because I didn't know what to do. I was upset, and I was just wondering, like, why? Like, why, God? Why me at all people? Like, what made you pick me to have this disease? Like, and as a girl growing up, especially in high school, you're so impressionable, and your beauty, to you in high school, your beauty is everything. Like, I always thought I was beautiful. I always had pretty hair. Like, everybody used to, in my family, would be like, "Pretty, your hair's so pretty. Like, you have nice hair." When I'm little, but as I'm growing up, I'm like, everybody identified me for my hair, and it's leaving. Like, it's falling out. Like, clumps of it just falling out. And sometimes I wouldn't even notice it. Just over time, I just realized I have a new spot, and I didn't know what to do. Sorry, y'all, if my camera quality just switched and my sound quality just switched. I had to switch cameras, and I'm now recording on my laptop. But anyways, back to what I was saying. But yeah, I fell into a state of depression, and eventually my hair got so bad to the point where I had to wear weave. I've never worn weave until I got to the 11th grade. Matter of fact, it was my 11th grade prom. First time getting weave. And yeah, it was just so bad to the point where I had to start wearing weave. And I was always that girl, I don't even want to wear weave. Like, I have pretty hair, but I had no choice. And trust me, I love weave now. And I love wigs, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so I never really, there was nothing else I could do about it. Had to wear weave. And of course, wearing weave didn't help because sew-ins and stuff, when you already have weak and brittle hair, it's just going to continue to pull out your hair and everything else. But I didn't have no choice. I was like in a catch-22. Like, either I don't wear weave and my hair is just constantly balding, or I'm wearing weave and I'm making the process go by faster. Like, I didn't know what to do. So yeah, I ended up wearing weave. And of course, I was wearing weave till my freshman year in college. And when my freshman year of college hit, let me backtrack real quick. I started noticing my eyebrows come out, and I started noticing it probably about 10th, 11th grade, but I'm sure it was happening before then, because like I said, I would look in the mirror every day and I really wouldn't notice any changes. But yeah, so I noticed that happening in 9th, 10th grade, 10th, 11th grade. So I had to start doing my eyebrows and trying to learn how to fill it in. And I remember, and this is what I was saying, like, I was trying to go on YouTube and find ways to fill them in, and I couldn't find any good videos because nobody was talking about it. This was not a topic of conversation back when I was going through it. So I just had to figure it out myself. And I know sometimes I was going out the house looking crazy, like, and nobody would tell me, but I thought I did it. And I would literally, y'all, I would wake up literally like an hour to an hour and 30 minutes ahead of time because I could not get my eyebrows straight how I wanted to. Like, that's one thing, like, my eyebrows, like, they had to be perfect. They had to be sisters. They had to be identical. Like, they're not perfect. Like, even right now, they're not identical, and I notice it. But I would wake up hours, and I would constantly, like, do it. No, I don't like that. Wipe it off. Do it. No, I don't like that. Wipe it off. To the point where I was going to school with my eyebrows, like, red because they were so raw for me, constantly putting on, wiping it off, me not liking it. But I was picky, and they still weren't good even after I did it. but I eventually learned. And so when I was a senior in high school, you know, my alopecia was just progressively getting worse, and I'm constantly wearing weave. I would just go from sewing to sewing, sewing to sewing, sewing to sewing, and never let my hair breathe or anything. So of course that wasn't healthy on my hair either. And then I noticed my eyelashes, like the summer of me going into college, I noticed like my eyelashes were leaving, like they were thinning. And then I progressively realized that I just don't have eyelashes anymore, which is cool. Like, hey, now back then I would be like, oh, I'm not going anywhere without eyeliner, because you could see, like you could tell that I don't have eyelashes. Well, at least to me, you could tell. And I'm still kind of like that. Like I don't like to, I always wear eyeliner. And so when I take it off and go somewhere, it just looks a little different to me. But I'm just like, hey, like it is what it is. But yeah, so that brings us to freshman year of college was when, my freshman year of college, it was just, that's when my alopecia got out of control. Out of control. Oh, let me backtrack. Okay, so like senior year, I want to say I went to the dermatologist. Of course, I was going to the dermatologist throughout this, but I really didn't let my dermatologist down there because they weren't really doing anything. They were just throwing ointments and shampoos at me. I'm like, this is not working. Like, I can't. So they recommended me to Emory Clinic in Atlanta. And so I would make them drives to Emory every day. Well, not every day, I'm tripping. Like every 6 weeks. And they would do, I'm trying to see if they did the injections while I was in high school. I think they did. But either way, from my senior year to my freshman year, I was going to Emory and getting steroid injections. And y'all, these were like, there were little tiny needles, and they would just poke all these areas of my head, and it didn't hurt. Sometimes it would hurt, sometimes it would be like, ooh. And they were just poking in the areas, and at this time, my front started getting pretty bad. It's from like senior year to freshman year of college, it started to get pretty bad, and so that's the main area they was focusing on, was the front, and they would just, you know, poke, inject the steroids and whatnot. And that seemed to work. And I loved my doctor that I had. She was the best doctor I ever had. And that worked wonderful. Like, it was to the point where I was about to be like, I'm not going to wear no weave no more. Like, you know, I can do without this. Okay, so yeah. The injections were working. And, yeah, I was really happy about it. But then, I don't know, man. I got, something just happened and I stopped going to, oh, I remember. Okay. So the injections were working and then they weren't. Like every time we would go back, it would be a new spot, it's something else. Like, they were working and they weren't. And then, so I just stopped going. I got discouraged again. I was going through it. I was sad. And I just didn't want to go anymore. Like, if these not working, why am I still going? Like, I didn't want to try anything else. I didn't want to do anything. Sorry if I'm looking down here, y'all. I'm trying to look up here, but if I look down here, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just discouraged. Didn't want to go. I was just gonna let nature play its course. If nature wanted me to be bald head, I was just gonna be bald head. And that's just what it was. Like, I didn't want to go anymore, so I stopped. And then it got to so bad, y'all. Like when I say bad, I mean like 80% of my hair was gone and nothing but scalp. Like, it was bad. And I don't even have any pictures because I didn't keep pictures. The only time I take a picture, send it to my mom, delete it on my phone because I didn't want it. I didn't want to see it. I still don't really like to see it, but hey. So yeah, I stopped going. Got discouraged. Didn't want to go anymore. So it got so bad where I had to start wearing wigs, y'all. And I was so against wigs. I had to wear wigs. Did not want to wear wigs. And my mom would just ask me like, why are you so opposed to wearing a wig? And this was before like the whole lace front thing got like really popping. I mean, it was like out, but it wasn't like popping. Mom was like, why are you so opposed to wearing a wig? I'm like, Mom, who wants to be 17? I was 18 at the time. Who wants to be 18 years old wearing a wig? Not wearing a wig because you wanted to, wearing a wig because you didn't have another choice. And she was like, wow, like, she was like, I understand now. Like, I get it. Like, I completely understand that. So, but it got bad where I had to wear a wig. And so I ordered some hair. My mom's friend got me a wig made. Hated it. I did not like this wig at all. Like, when I first had it, I was wearing hats with it because I didn't like it. I got one of those little turban things. I would wear it while my hair was like down because I didn't like it. It didn't look real enough to me. Like, I didn't like it, but I had no choice, so I kept it on. And yeah, I was just over it. And I started, picking myself back up. Like, I didn't go back to the doctor, but I started picking myself back up. Like, I got in a better place, and I was just like, hey, it is what it is. I learned how to make wigs. I was just like, I ordered myself a frontal, ordered myself some hair, and I was just like, YouTube, where you at? And I just started doing it. So my next wig, I liked it a lot better. No, I ordered a wig, a lace front wig, and, did the whole plucking and everything. And I liked it better than the wig that I had. And then eventually I learned how to make my own wigs. And yeah, that's where we're at now. But yeah, so I still didn't end up going back to the doctor. And I was just like, it was just crazy to me at the time because, as I'm going through this, I'm talking to a guy and he's just like, Brittany, why have I never seen your real hair? And I'm just like, I kind of tried to explain it to him, but I didn't really want to explain it to him. So I was just like, because I can't, like, basically. And I mean, he didn't really question me after that, but I was just like, I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to have to go through explaining it. I didn't want somebody to think I wasn't pretty. And especially at that age, like, I'm 18 years old, freshman in college, and, it's guys everywhere. And I'm not saying I was just like after, looking for everybody. Like, I didn't want to, of course not. But, at the time, I didn't want to think that people thought that I was unpretty because of my alopecia. Like, I didn't want people to think I wasn't pretty. And I didn't want to have to explain it to people. Like, I remember my sophomore year, going into my sophomore year, I went to a cheer camp. Well, I'm still a cheerleader in college. And we went to a cheer camp. And we sat there and we played this game. And it was just like getting to know each other game because it was a new team. It was over the summer. And the question was, what is your biggest insecurity? And when it got to me, y'all, I just lost it. Like, I lost it. Like, and I had to sit there and explain it to people. And that was the first time that I really opened up to multiple people at one time and was just wearing my heart on my sleeve. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, this is like what's going on with me. And they were very well accepting. Like, that was so hard for me to tell to my teammates. So eventually, like, I did it. And I was so happy I did it. I was proud of myself because I didn't get any judgment after it. Like, and which was the thing that I was worried about the most. Like, I didn't get any judgment after it. Like, when I tell y'all, like, before this, I was just so sad. Like, so depressed. I thought I was ugly. Had low self-esteem. It was just crazy. And I've had people try to, like, another reason I was, like, not scared per se, but, like, what's the word? Maybe, like, resistant to tell somebody was because I've had people use it against me before in the past. Even recently, I've had people use it against me. Had people tell me I was insecure. Had people tell me I need my wig snatched off. Like, I've had people try to use, like, people I've come to and to confide in turn around and use this against me. So it's just like, I just didn't know who to trust with this information. And y'all, this is not terrible. Like, there can be so many more worse things. Like, so many worse diseases. Like, I could be dead, you know what I'm saying? But to me, this was my biggest battle. This is my biggest insecurity. Even to this day, like, yes, I'm in a better place, but I'm still like, I still have to remind myself every day, like, it's okay, Brittany. Like, you can't control this. You did nothing to bring this on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to remind myself that I can't control it. I can do everything I want to prevent it, yes. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, like, I can't control it. Control it, it's out of my control. Where was that? Yeah, so now, in the present day, I am a junior in college, and I started back going to the Emory Clinic to see a different doctor, only because my original doctor left, and I was so upset. My original doctor left, then I ended up getting a new doctor, then I stopped going, and then, I decided to go back. And we haven't started anything on my alopecia just yet, but it is because, y'all, I also have psoriasis. Now, psoriasis is just basically when your skin produces too many skin cells and you end up getting dry, flaky patches. I had it in middle school, but I only had one little patch on my leg and one little patch on my arm. Like, you could see where it was left. I had a bruise like this on my arm. That eventually went away. It didn't really happen in high school. I have it on my scalp. I had it on my scalp in high school, but it wasn't to the extent that it is now. So, when I went to the doctor, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Over the summer going into my junior year, so this past summer, my psoriasis, I swear, overnight just went crazy. Like, really went crazy. And I'm just like, what the heck? I remember just waking up and I'm like, let me go to CVS, see if I can find something. Let me go to Walgreens, see if I can find something over the counter, because it just went crazy, y'all. And I have a spot on my elbow. It's a little spot. And then I have a little spot by my ear, which is really like, that one's like a dot. But on my scalp, it went crazy, y'all. And my scalp is completely, like, every area that I have psoriasis on my scalp, I have no hair. And it's a different color. Like, I don't know what happened. It just turned a different color. And, you can see on my elbow that it's a bit of a different color, but it's more of a brighter color on my scalp. Let me see. You can kind of see it right here. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. But it's a completely different color, and that's all the way through my scalp. Like, throughout my scalp. Honestly, y'all, it looks like when the flakes are, this sounds nasty, but when it's not, like, flaky, like, say, after I just washed my hair and there's no flakes, I literally look like I had vitiligo on my head. Like, it's bad. It's bad. And the state of my alopecia is bad, too. Like, it was just, I got hair back here, like, it's bad. Like, but like I said, there's nothing I can do about that. I've taken the steps to get it taken care of. And I feel like both have gotten this bad because, like I said, I was just depressed, and I was just like, I'm going to just let nature play its course. If it wants me to have no hair on my body, I'm not going to have no hair on my body. That wasn't the best thing to do, but that's what I did. So now I'm trying to correct those things. But yeah, so we decided that we're going to focus on my psoriasis first in order to focus on my alopecia. So basically, he gave me a steroid cream that I've been putting on, but it's really hard. Like, and I have to talk to him about this too, because it's really hard for me to put an ointment on my scalp because, okay, so I wear a wig. I'm a cheerleader. I tumble, flip, do all that, stunt, cheer games. So I have to sew my wig down. It ain't much to sew it down with, but it's something. Because if I don't, I found out over the summer that if I don't sew it down, the back gonna start coming up, and yeah, it wouldn't be a pretty sight out of game. So I have to sew it down. So it's hard for me to wash my hair every day, take my wig off, put it back on when I'm having 6 a.m. practices every 2 days and 7 a.m. practices 3 times a week. Like it's just hard for me to do it. So I don't put the ointment on as much as I want to because I can't take my wig off. I got late classes, can't take my wig off, wash my hair, do my homework, put it back on before my 6 a.m. workout the next day. Like it's just too much, and I can't do it, and I can't sew it back down right after. Like it's too much. So I'm trying to find a way like where I can do something else. But yeah, I am fine. We did find a way where I could do something else. I'm getting injections. I haven't got them yet, but talked to the pharmacist and talked to my doctor, and we are in the process. We're going to start doing injections, y'all. And I am so scared to get these injections. I don't know how often I'm going to have to take them. I think it's Humira. I think that's the name of the drug. But he was saying he's going to administer me that first because that can potentially help with my alopecia as well. So yeah, that's where we're at as of today, and I'm just in a better place. Like I went through it so much with this condition. Like it's been a whole lot, and it's been so hard for me as a female to find the beauty within myself. Like my dad has alopecia. He has alopecia totalis. He has no hair on his body, but it's kind of different. Yeah, he was going through it. Like he went through it in like college as well. But I just feel like it's kind of different for a guy and a girl. It's all terrible, don't get me wrong. Like, and I know guys deal with it, go through it in their own type of way, but it's just different from a guy and a girl when girls are judged on their beauty. Girls are judged on their hair. They're judged on their looks, their makeup. If your lace front ain't it, like they're just judged on it. If how short your hair is, how nappy your hair is, and in today's society, like that's just what happens, and we have to deal with beauty standards and all types of stuff. So it's like me growing up and becoming the woman I am today, it was hard because I couldn't find the beauty within myself. But luckily, I don't know what came over me, but I am in a better place today. And that's not to say that I still don't get discouraged sometimes. When I take off my wig, I get sad sometimes, but it's more of I get determined. I get determined that I'm going to do everything I can. When I first went to the doctor, I went to now, I broke down. I was like, I gave up on myself, but I'm going to do everything I can to do whatever I can to see if I can bring my hair back and get my scalp back right. And I told the doctor, if I can't, at least I can say I tried. That's all I wanted, because I gave up myself without trying. So now I'm trying to do everything in my power that I can. And if I can't, if nothing helps, if no treatment helps, then it is what it is. I tried, and that's just where I'm at with it right now. Like so this is something I'm still going through today. Like I'm in a much better place right now though. Luckily, guys. I found a boyfriend who doesn't care about it. Like I've never shown anybody outside of my family, really. Never shown anybody, but I've shown my boyfriend. My boyfriend has seen me without no eyebrows, and that never happens, y'all. Like nobody never sees me out without any eyebrows. But so I'm just in a better place. Like I can talk to people about it. I've talked to my roommates. I came in this semester not knowing any of my roommates. So we've had a conversation about it, and I'm more of an open book about it. If at first I just used to be like hush hush, like, yeah, no, but I'm more of an open book about it. I've talked to my coach about it because there was a point where I was going to stop cheering, y'all, because I wanted to get a hair transplant and an eyebrow transplant, but that didn't happen. So I'm just in a better place, and I'm glad that I can tell my story and tell how I've been dealing with this and telling And I'm glad that I can tell how I'm still going through it, but in a much better place. And that just comes with me growing, finding myself, becoming more mature. And I'm not saying that I have it all together. I'm still finding myself. I'm still maturing. I'm only 20 years old, but I'm just in a better place. And so yeah, I just want to say again that this is a no judgment zone. If you guys have any stories or anything similar, give me a description about it down in the comments. I would love to read how you guys are so brave, and because it took me a long time to be brave, y'all. Like, for real, it took me a long time to make this video, and still I've been on the fence about it because I'm like, I don't want people to judge me, or I don't want people to, be like, dang, like, this girl bald-headed, but hey, I'm still cute. But, and I still have some hair, like, don't get me wrong, I still have some hair, but it ain't much. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you can take something out of it. Like, I put my heart on my sleeve. I didn't cry. I'm so happy I didn't cry because I still do cry, like, about it sometimes. But hey, that's life. So I want you guys to go on this journey with me throughout my alopecia. So when I get my medicine, I'll give you guys updates. I'll try to insert pictures in this. And so I just want you guys to be on this journey with me. So yeah, with that being said, be bold, be beautiful, and be you guys. Like, I truly, truly mean that. I have to tell myself that as well. I truly mean it. Be bold, be beautiful, be you. That being said, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And please share. Please, I do not mind you guys sharing this to anybody you know with this condition or any condition. So, peace, y'all.